Welcome to another edition of High Five. I am your host, the one, the only, the second Irish Bandit. Today we are going to be looking at 5 shows on Netflix you should be watching. Netflix is the premier streaming service, and who else remembers when Netflix would send you DVDs in the mail and then you'd send it back once you're done with it? Now you have thousands of options at your fingertips on your phone, your personal mobile device, on your laptop, on your TV. Now you have smart TVs, you can just press a button and Netflix is right there. Netflix has thousands of movies and lots of great shows, starting with House of Cards. And they have such a selection that you can't get through all of them, but here are 5 that I personally think are worth the watch, starting with a very intense documentary. It started with a murder and turned into so much more after that. One show you should be watching on Netflix if you're not already, The Keepers. The 7-part documentary chronicles the 1969 murder of Sister Kathy Sesnick in the Maryland area. The case has gone cold for so long, but it is believed that her murder is directly linked to a series of reprehensible acts on the high school grounds where she worked. This is such a heart-wrenching and, in some cases, disturbing documentary. Is there really such a thing as good disturbing? But this is such an eye-opening documentary about what happened and the possible suspects who may have been involved with Kathy's murder. I highly recommend this one. This was intense to watch. It made you think, and it made you... I hate saying things like, oh, it made you feel bad, because I'm sure the victims of this monster priest wouldn't want you feeling bad for them. They'd want you to know their story, of course, but feeling bad for them. But it did make you feel for the victims of this monster priest. So Keepers is definitely one to watch. We're going a little more lighthearted for number 4. This is a great comedy series, and I've never seen a comedy series with so many F-bombs thrown in it. From the director of That 70s Show, he directed all 200 episodes of that. He's directed all 30 episodes of this so far. Executive produced and starring. That 70s Show stars Ashton Kutcher and Danny Masterson, and starring legendary actor Sam Elliott. Another show you should check out, The Ranch. The Ranch focuses on the Bennett family, patriarch Bo, his estranged wife Maggie, and his 2 idiot sons Rooster and Colt. Rooster is an exceptional farmhand, while Colt has gone on to chase his dream of being a quarterback, ending up in a semi-pro league in Saskatoon called the Saskatoon Colts. So I kind of thought that was a pretty cool connection there. And I really want the producers of The Ranch to make some Saskatoon Colt merchandise. I would buy that up in a heartbeat. After his dreams of playing pro football didn't pan out, Colt returns home to their ranch in Colorado, and a whole series of events happens with his ex-girlfriend, played by Alicia Cuthbert, who still looks fantastic. His new girlfriend, he gets into some serious stuff with her as the series goes on. And just Joe running out the ranch and butting heads with his father, Bo, at every turn. This is an extremely funny show. There have been many times where I've just laughed myself silly watching this show. What's really great about this is that so far in all 3 parts, it's not, I guess it's technically seasons, because the first season was 20 episodes, and the second season we're going to get 10 more episodes later this year. I don't know when. I'm guessing it'll be maybe December, maybe. I hope. We'll see. Because the way part 3 ended off was like, oh my god. I'm not gonna give much away, so there'll be very little spoiler warnings on last week's 2 weeks ago's episode, where there were lots of spoilers. But the funny thing about this series is that every episode title is named after a country song by a certain country artist. Like in part 1, they were all named after Kenny Chesney songs. Part 2 was named after all George Strait songs, and Part 3 has been all named after Tim McGraw songs. I had Clint Black on the brain, so maybe they'll do Clint Black for the 4th part. I don't know. We'll see. But this is a really funny show, and I was surprised to hear a 30-minute sitcom drop so many F-bombs, especially coming from Sam Elliott's character. Like, I try to keep things clean on my channel, so just, go watch The Ranch. You'll thank me for it later. We are switching back to a little more of the drama. This one was talked about all year long. I watched all 13 episodes of it. I thought it was a great series, and I'll get into my feelings about it in a bit. But we are talking about now the exceptional series 13 Reasons Why. Based on the book by the same name, 13 Reasons Why follows the suicide of Hannah Baker. She is bullied in school and just reaches her mental wit's end. But before her suicide, she goes and makes 13 cassette tapes, records 13 cassette tapes about different people and tells them why they're the reason she's killed herself. This caused such a storm of interest or controversy or whatever you want to call it, because you had a lot of people feeling this glorified suicide. I didn't think that when I was watching it. If anything, it was a detractor of suicide. It was telling you to go get help. Like, even in the series, you had the guidance counselor who seemed like he really didn't care. But to me, it did not glorify suicide. It showed it in one of the most realistic fashions ever. But it didn't say, hey, suicide's cool. No, I think it did the opposite. If you got something else from it, then that's maybe something with you. But I got something completely different from it. I thought the series was great. There was some really good acting in it. And I'm kind of mad at 13 Reasons Why, because Ross Butler, who's in this show, was also on Riverdale as Reggie Mantle, and Reggie's character needed to be recast because Ross Butler is now going to be full-time on the 2nd season of 13 Reasons Why. So I'm kind of mad over that one, but I'm glad he's in the show because he did such a great job in this. So yes, definitely 13 Reasons Why is a show you should definitely check out. Going back to the documentary side of things, this one was such a huge show on Netflix. I've heard rumors of a 2nd season. I don't know how they're going to do that, but we'll have to wait and see. This was a great series. Definitely another one I highly recommend. It's Making a Murderer. This 10-part documentary focuses on Steve Avery, who was wrongly convicted for a crime and then was released 18 years later when he started his quest for justice to get some closure on why he was wrongly convicted. All of a sudden, he was accused of a murder. Now, it's unknown. I've heard varying stories, like one saying he actually admitted to someone to committing the murder he's accused of in the series. But throughout the entire series, all I saw was him professing his innocence. So it's hard to say. This is a very riveting documentary. One, you just have to see what's next. Like, what happened next in all this. Steve Avery was convicted of the murder and is now serving life in prison. But he is fighting, from the last I've heard, he is fighting to get that conviction overturned and try to be released from prison. What will happen next, I don't know. Maybe the 2nd season will focus on his attempt to get exonerated from this crime. This is, on the outside, this just seems like somebody just getting the crappy end of the stick at every turn. Like, he was convicted for a crime he didn't commit 18 years previous, was sent to jail for, like I said, 18 years, and once he was released, he started asking questions, he started looking for answers, and then he's accused of another crime. Like, this seems like, to anyone, this would probably seem like a setup, so we'll have to see what happens from here. Like I said, very riveting documentary, and one you should definitely check out. And finally, the fifth show you should check out if you're not already watching it. This one is another huge one, just like 13 Reasons Why. This one came out last year. Season 2 will start streaming as of Halloween. This was such a great series. Creepy, fun. You should definitely check out Stranger Things. If you want some 80s goodness, Stranger Things is your show. From the music to the feel of it, just everything just screams the 80s. Stranger Things is about a group of friends who discover this girl who only goes by the name of Eleven with amazing telekinetic abilities. Along the way, one of their friends is dragged down to what's called the Upside Down, which releases this giant, hideous-looking creature called the Demigorgon. Wow, this is one you have to watch. It's hard to describe. It has a great cast. Winona Ryder is in it, and she looks great, as always. I actually got to meet one of the stars of Stranger Things, Shannon Purser, at Saskatoon Expo last year. Total sweetheart. If she's ever at a convention near you, go meet her. She is so lovely, so friendly, so sweet. And she also plays Ethel on Riverdale, so you gotta love that. So, like I said, the second season of Stranger Things will be debuting on Netflix on October 31st, on Halloween, actually. So you definitely have a lot of time to catch up on the first season if need be. Again, if any of these shows aren't your thing, hey, don't worry about it. There are lots of other shows on Netflix that you can watch. I'll probably do a second high five of 5 more shows you should be watching on Netflix somewhere down the line, so stay tuned for that. Okay, before we wrap up this episode, I have some housekeeping issues to get to. The season premiere of Irish Bandit Revolution will not be happening on July 4th. I'm actually going to be going out of town for Canada Day weekend. Like, by the time you see this video, I'm going to be out of town. I'm filming this on my birthday, so yeah, I'm going to be out of town on Friday. So what I wanted to do for the season premiere, I'm going to have to push back a week because I need to get someone in for that. I need to, well, I'm not going to give everything away right now because I'm going to make that announcement in an hour. So an hour after you watch this video, be prepared for a special announcement for the season premiere of Irish Bandit Revolution. It's going to be a big one, guys. So I think that's about all all the housekeeping I need to take care of. So, I guess I should tell you when the season premiere of Irish Bandit Revolution will be. The Irish Bandit Revolution season premiere will now be July 11th. So that's not going to impact anything. So, yeah, July 11th, Irish Bandit Revolution will be premiering. And, again, announcement for that one will be coming in an hour. Alright, now that's all the housekeeping issues taken care of. Guys, thanks so much for tuning into this episode. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Let me know some of your suggestions down below. If I haven't watched it already, I'll definitely give it a check, at least an episode. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of other shows. And like I said, somewhere down the line, I may do another 5 Netflix shows you should watch. Don't forget to share this video for anybody who doesn't know what to watch on Netflix. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, don't forget to tap that notification bell. Apparently, none of my videos are reaching sub boxes. So tap that bell so you know when I upload something new. I will be back in 2 weeks with another edition of The High Five. I'll be talking about, regrettably, 5 shows that I feel should be canceled. Until then, I'm the Bandit, and this has been High Five.